Hi guys, I'm Clay Ballard and I've got one question for y'all today. How many of you out there are struggling taking the club back to the inside during the takeaway? You've tried everything, you've heard all the tips and tricks, but nothing seems to work for you. Well, I've got great news for you. I've got one very simple move that's going to help you to get rid of this once and for all, and it's very, very easy to do. So let's go ahead and get started. So first, to get started, let's go ahead and talk about why taking the club back to the inside is a negative thing. And what I mean by taking the club back to the inside is if we do everything ideally, as the club's parallel to the ground in the takeaway, the club is going to be parallel with my target line. So you can see I have a stick down here on the ground representing where I'm going to be hitting the ball in the distance toward the right side of this fairway. And as my club is parallel with the ground again during the takeaway, I want the club to be parallel with this stick, or as close as I can to it. Now if I get the club going to the inside at this point and pulling the club back to the inside, now I'm searching for this square path all the way throughout the rest of my swing. So I get started offline and now I spend the rest of my swing trying to get back to where I was at address, and that can lead to a lot of inconsistency. Now I have one really good tip for you guys. It's going to help you to eliminate this forever. And if I go ahead and face you from the face on angle, we'll see that at address my left wrist has a little bit of a cup in it. So my left wrist is not perfectly flat, and that's okay, that's good. That's what you want it to be at address. Now as I set up here, as if I'm hitting a ball this way, all I want to do is maintain that slight cup in my left wrist all the way throughout the takeaway and really use the core or my torso to rotate the club and my hands and arms and everything back. So here I'm going to maintain that cup in my left wrist. I'm using my chest and my core to rotate the club back, and you'll notice that I've kept that, and now the club is perfectly on line. Now what I see a lot of people do is they think that they need to keep this left wrist flat during the takeaway or get it flat during the takeaway, and you end up doing something like this. Now you can see that this is almost a little bit bowed, and the second thing that you can key in on is the right wrist is now very cupped. So incorrectly, I'm going to go ahead and do the takeaway. My left wrist is bowed or flat or even a little bit bowed. My right wrist is cupping. The correct motion, I'm going to maintain a little bit of cupping in my left wrist and use my torso to rotate the club back. Now everything's nicely on plane and my right wrist is nice and flat. So really focus in on that. Make sure that you keep a little bit of cupping in the left wrist. As we go all the way to the top of the backswing, that left wrist will flatten out. So it's gradually flattening out throughout the entire takeaway and backswing, but we want to make sure that we keep a little bit of that cupping action in there all the way through the takeaway so that you're staying on plane the entire time. So try that out. I guarantee you that'll help you to make your takeaway more on plane and help you to get some overall consistency in your golf game. That's all. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did like this, be sure to click the like button below, post your comments, and I have a great bonus video for you all, which is the bucket drill. And in this video, we're going to go ahead and talk about how we can incorporate what we've learned with the left wrist staying a little bit cupped into another drill that's going to help you to further solidify your takeaway. So I'm going to play a preview of that. If you want to watch that entire video, click the link that's popping up on your screen or down in the description below. I hope you guys have a fantastic year this year with your golf game. Play the best golf of your life, and I'll see you all soon.
I have in my hands a simple box here, but this drill that I'm going to describe to you I actually call the bucket drill. But I don't have a bucket lying around, but I got plenty of boxes, so you're going to get the same idea here. So one of the things that's really common in the backswing is for people to not really understand how to turn their shoulders versus tilting them, how to move their arms, and so they start making things overly complicated. They start tilting their shoulders this way, or they start turning really flat this way, or they start rolling their arms in, and they don't feel this stuff. And so if you're smart about working on your golf swing, you know that you've got to take a lot of these simple drills and do them over and over again to really develop the feel so that it translates into when you're actually swinging the golf club. So this drill is probably one of the most invaluable ones that I can teach you to understand how to actually make that simple move in the backswing. Because a lot of people really overcomplicate this and they mess things up and they end up off from this first instant they move the golf club, and a simple box or bucket can show you everything you need to know about how to understand how to rotate. So here's all we have to do. Assume your setup position, hold a box up and imagine that it's full of water.